2 games up right now on the New England Patriots, the hated New England Patriots. And we're joined now by their starting cornerback, Levi Wallace. Levi, welcome to the show, man. How you doing?
I'm doing great. It's Tiki. It's a pleasure. Thank you for having me.
Oh, it's great to chat with you as well, man. I didn't get a chance to see you when I was down, a couple weeks ago doing your game against the Texans, which you guys, blew them out. But I was just following up and reading on your story, man. I love your background. I mean, you were basically walked on at Alabama. You're a 2-time national champion. You started there. You come to the NFL as an undrafted free agent. And as we asked your coach about you, he said, yeah, he just keeps balling. He just keeps finding a way to get in the starting lineup and being an impactful player. So congrats on your success. And, early part of this season, where do you guys feel you're at? Because you haven't played the perfect game, but you keep winning.
Yeah, like you said, I think there's still room for us to grow. I think even in our past games, I feel like we could have did more to be more dominant. And, every week we have a board up, with goals that we want to accomplish. And I think we've only gotten it one time, I think maybe against the Texans.
Yep.
And so I think, this defense, I can only speak for the defense. I think we're trending in the right direction, but definitely a lot more work to be done.
Yeah, and you guys had an epic win on Sunday night Monday night against the Kansas City Chiefs, where this game wasn't really in question, 38-20. What was the key, to figuring out or stopping or slowing down what they do so well, and most people really don't have a chance to slow down? How'd you guys do it?
I think it's mostly, you take a look at the guys on defense, especially the back 7. We've been together for 4 years now, some of us 5. And I think we just play great team defense. We trust each other in the back end, and we know the scheme, and we try to go out there and execute, and we play just group team defense. And I think that was most important for our success. Along with just limiting their players with 10 and 87 as big playmakers as they are. I think we just did an overall good job of just playing together and playing well.
Yeah, you make that sound easy. We're talking to Levi Wallace, Bills cornerback. Let's just hold down Travis Kelce and Tyreek Hill, two of the best at their respective positions. But, I think it's kind of been this monkey on your back. At least that's how it's been described. The Bills just can't beat the Kansas City Chiefs. You go and do it. How do you keep from getting overconfident? Like believing that the path is now clear because you beat the one nemesis, if you know what I'm getting at.
Yeah, I think Josh said it in his post-game interview. That was just week 5. For all we know, we could lose every game. You know how the NFL works. That's just one game at a time, and that was a good game for us. But we're on to the next one. We have a great team coming from Tennessee, and we have to go down and face Monday Night Football, and I think we're focused on them. It's just a week-to-week league, and you know that, and I know that. Yep. It's so easy just to lose, where you're at and be over big-headed, and next week you get dominated 40-0. So yeah. Things happen.
Yeah, especially with Derrick Henry, who's just on a ridiculous tear to start really the last 2-3 years. He's been on this ridiculous tear. We'll get to that game in just a second. But, you mentioned Josh Allen and the leadership he provides. I know he's on the other side of the ball, but just in the locker room, who is he to you all? I got a chance to chat with him, and he just seems just genuine. You know what I mean? He feels like he's like a good kid who works his butt off, and despite the humble upbringing in college, that is, he didn't play at a major school. He came here, and he just feels like he gets better and better every single year. Well, how do you guys see him?
I think it depends. We see him day to day in the locker room, and to a lot of us, he just cracks jokes all the time and plays around a lot. But we know when we're in between the lines, he's the leader out there, and we go as far as our quarterback takes us. And just seeing him jump over the corner this past game, that really fired me up crazy. And I'm like, yo, that's my quarterback. Like I follow him anywhere. I think he just gets that respect from the guys in the locker room. Just how hard he works and how hard he practices and how hard he plays. Yeah. And we believe in him each and every day. And then, we tell him, hey, go for it. You have a defense out here who has your back. And we're going to give you as many opportunities as we can.
Yeah.
So, it's great playing with a guy like that.
Yeah, no, I believe it. I call in the game against the Texans, that 4th and 1 where he, dips around the outside. I'm like, dude, I love this kid. Right? Who does that? What quarterback? Lamar Jackson does, but who does that for quarterbacks? And so it's easy to get behind a guy who's going to go make plays like that, who doesn't necessarily have to. You guys won the division last year for the first time in, 2 decades, it feels like. And the AFC East, I keep saying I want to say NFC because that was me, but the AFC East now feels like it's in your control. After all those years, and you mentioned being 5 years together, of like banging your head against the Patriots, how good does it feel to now be the team on top? And really, how challenging is it to be the team on top as well?
I think our coach does a great job of just telling us, we have a target on our backs, with just doing what we did this past week, even last year winning the AFC East. And, we've only played 1 game thus far in our conference. So there's still a lot of football to be left, to be played. And it's going to take each and every week, like I said earlier, because, there's still good teams, the Patriots, the Jets, and Miami for sure. And we have to play them within, I think, 3 weeks after our bye week. So I think just not getting complacent is the key for us.
Yeah.
Just focusing on week to week and trying to be the best team, best version of ourselves each and every week.
We're chatting with Levi Wallace, Bills starting cornerback, 2-time national champion at the University of Alabama. I'm going to get to that too. Derrick Henry's coming to town. He is a load. He is heavy. He wears on you, and by the third, fourth quarter, you're just tired of hitting him. What's the key to slowing down a guy like that?
Man, he's a great back, and we were in school together. He had his fair share of running me over back in college on a practice team. So, he's a great competitor and a great guy. It's hard to slow him down. We haven't gotten to the game plan yet, since we play on Monday. But we've been looking at tape, and, he's just who he is. We keep trying to tackle him high, and he keeps throwing guys to the ground. So, he's a great competitor, and I can't wait to see how we match up against him. But along with A.J. Brown and Julio, if he comes back some plays, and Tannehill's a great quarterback as well. They definitely have some athletes over there and a great team. We look forward to the challenge. So.
Yeah, no, he's fun. He's racking up these records like you wouldn't believe. He was a year ahead of you, correct? I believe he graduated. I think maybe he's 2 years ahead of you. But,
yeah, I think he left 2015.
Yeah, 15. So
2 years back.
Yep. I think back to those Alabama teams. And I'll hop on them real quick. Like, you guys continually put stars and players in the league each and every year. When you lose players like that at a place like Alabama, how does Saban continually rebuild and get? You don't lose beats. You know what I mean? It's amazing how he does that. What's the key to Saban down there?
Man, look, that's a question for him. Honestly, I think it kind of goes towards the leadership. I think the guys who have been on those national championship teams know what it takes, and we've fallen short as well plenty of times. And then just bringing in the younger guys and listen, if you want to, either you're here to win or you're not, or you can leave. I think specifically speaking for myself, my junior year when we lost to Clemson, that was just, we went undefeated and to losing the championship. That was just sickening. And so, when those younger guys came in, we told them, we're not going through that again. We're here to win, and you guys need to get on board or get out the way. And then when they have the taste of winning, then that's all they want, and they know what it takes, and the hard work to put in. And so each and every year, I think it just reloads that way, just the mentality-wise. And then Saban just being the head guy that he is, and the great leader that he is, it's not that hard to put in the work each and every day, knowing that what you have, the opportunity that you have at the end of the day to win a national championship and an SEC championship.
Yeah, and that's really what it comes down to, even though it took a bit of a hit, but I think they're still available because the division, your side of the division is still in your favor. You might get Georgia in the championship. What did you think happened last week? I know College Station is a tough place to play, especially when they're good, but Alabama, huge upset to an unranked Texas A&M squad. What was your immediate reaction when you saw it happening?
Man, look, I honestly, like you said, it's a hard place to play, Texas A&M.
Yeah.
I played, and that place is loud. One of the loudest stadiums I've ever played in college and NFL. And, that's just a question for those guys out there. I'm not sure what happened. They look like they're playing competitively. Things happen. It's football. You play enough games and you lose eventually. So, but I'm sure those guys will bounce back. I think they have great leadership in the locker room. I can't wait to see what they do this week against Mississippi State.
Yeah, no, I think you're right about that. And, for a long time, it felt like Alabama wasn't QBU. Right? It was, I think, who was your first quarterback? Jake Coker, I think it was. All right, the one in the first national championship with you guys. Didn't really get a shot in the NFL. Now it's like every year there's a quarterback. Jalen Hurts with the Eagles, obviously transferred to Oklahoma, but Tua, who's in your division, Mac Jones, who's also in your division. To have the quarterbacks from Alabama in your division, I mean, that tells you a lot about the evolution of the program down there. Did you see that coming? It used to be 5 yards in a cloud of dust with Derrick Henry. Now it's let's throw the ball all around the field. I didn't think that Saban could change. He did.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I think Saban's just a great coach. And you have to. A lot of teams are doing a lot more spread. So I think specifically when Lane Kiffin was there, just spreading it out, even with Blake Sims. And him being a great quarterback for Alabama, I think just the times just changed, and he was able to adapt. And I've played with all those guys, with Jalen, Tua, and Mac. They were all there when I was there. They're all great guys before anything, but also great players. So it's been fun competing against them. I wait to compete against Mac this year for the first time since college. But, I mean, just competing against Tua and seeing him on the field, it's definitely surreal seeing one of my former teammates out there throwing the ball.
Yeah.
I'm happy for him.
Yeah, no, it's got to be great. You guys put out so many pros in the NFL. Levi Wallace, Bills cornerback, is joining us here on Tiki and Tierney. The expectation is now very heightened for you guys. You guys have the number one scoring defense in the National Football League. You have the number one scoring offense in the National Football League. Again, I mentioned a couple of years ago, it was Patriots and everybody else. Now it feels like it's Bills and everybody else. Where are you guys looking at expectation-wise? Where do you feel you guys can ultimately get to?
Honestly, like I said, it's just week 5. I think we're really not even paying attention to the first in scoring defense and first in scoring offense. Like I said, anything can happen. It's a week-to-week league. Tennessee's a great team. They can go out there and put 50 on us for all we know. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think we just stay focused, humble, and hungry, as Coach McDermott says, each and every week, and just try to go out there and compete and play good team football, complementary football on offense, defense, and special teams, and just be happy with the result as long as we give it our all, to be honest.
Yeah.
But we trust each other out there, and the coaches do a great job each and every week getting us ready, preparing us. So it's still early. If the season ended tomorrow, then maybe I'd be happy about it, but it doesn't. So, we just got to keep going out there and keep working, keep competing, and staying humble and hungry.
Yeah, never satisfied. That's the way you got to be. Well, you got one of the must-watch games this weekend. You all, Buffalo Bills, hosting the Tennessee Titans. Levi, appreciate you chatting with us for a little bit. Again, like I said, you're one of my favorite players because of the hustle that it took for you to get to where you are and the success that you've had to date. Continued success, man, and hope to see you again.
Yes, sir. Mr. T, I appreciate the opportunity.
Be well. Levi Wallace, Bills starting cornerback. They do have the Tennessee Titans this week, hosting the Tennessee Titans, and they get a bye week, which is much needed, I'm sure, even though I guess it's close enough to the middle of the season that it makes sense. Dolphins, then Jacksonville, and then the New York Jets. So they got some winnable games after this bye week. They go in with some momentum. This team could be looking at 9-8 and 8-1. Come Indianapolis Colts in Week 11. We'll keep an eye on them because they are certainly one of the teams to beat in the NFL, certainly in the AFC, but maybe even in the NFL.
Thanks for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe, and don't forget to hit that bell to be notified when we drop fresh content.